So for those of you that have been waiting this whole time, waiting for the American Diabetes Association to finally tell you it's okay to do a low-carb diet, if you haven't already heard, the American Diabetes Association finally acknowledges that the low-carb diet is beneficial for type 2 diabetes. So this is great.
We don't recommend a specific diet. We recommend healthy eating.
The one that's on the website.
We recommend healthy eating.
Do you have a whole list of exact day-to-day, the meal plan, the whole meal plan?
All they are selections of foods to consider. We do not have a diabetes diet.
Step in the right direction. This is what they said. Reducing overall carbohydrate intake for individuals with diabetes has demonstrated the most evidence for improving glycemia. This is blood sugars, okay? So that's great.
When we're doing the research, we came across a lot of studies that said that you actually could potentially cure or reverse diabetes with a purely plant-based diet.
I don't believe there's sufficient evidence to demonstrate that. I don't believe there's sufficient evidence to demonstrate that.
But with that selections that you consider that plan compared to a plant-based plan?
No one's done that study.
We found actually some studies, that a 74-week study found that low-fat vegan diet versus the ADA plan in type 2
I
diabetes.
think we're done here. I'm not gonna get into an argument about.
Oh no, I was just wondering the studies of.
A little problem in that they didn't define what a low-carb diet means, okay? So you kind of alluded to the fact that it's, you know, from other things that they said, it was like 40% carbohydrates, which is still way too high, okay?
Any diet works. Any diet works if people follow it.
In the ketogenic world, it's 5%, okay? And they also mentioned this. The most important factor in weight loss is not a specific diet, okay? Well, yes, it is a very specific diet, but the ability to stick to it, okay?
But if it's a diet that's not the proper diet, like if anyone follows a diet that they eat
I can't tell you what a proper diet is. I can tell you what an improper diet is.
So then we can talk about the good diets. I'm not sure why.
I'm not going to get into that.
Into diet?
No.
New guidelines out last October endorsed low carb by the ADA in the EASD as a recommended eating pattern, and the new ADA standard of care. And I'm super pleased to report that they cited our trial when they made the change, putting low carb as a recommended eating pattern.
Who do we talk to about diet?
You can talk to anybody you want.
But that's interesting though. Why not recommend a diet?
Because the data don't exist to support
But if we see data that we looked up that supports it with, like, you know, the NIH, in Europe, the European Association of Diet.
We're done.
And low carb is now the standard of care. We are not some fringe diet. That's big, right? This is big. We are not fringy. The evidence doesn't allow that anymore. We are standard of care.
There are lots of studies.
Why is it even an argument?
There are lots of studies in the literature, many of which have never been replicated or, frankly, are wrong. That's why we do peer review, okay?
The European Association of Study of Diabetes has been peer reviewed? Or
I don't know what study you're referring to, and in the absence of being able to see that study, I'm not going to comment.
I could show it to you.
I'm sorry, I don't have the time for that. I'm sorry, I don't have the time for that. Frankly, you're wrong. I'm sorry, I don't have the time for that.
She's darker than the bitch, but I can see. You got nothing, but you ain't got nothing on me. Nah, yeah, I'm getting money like a motherfucker. Yeah, you ain't got nothing on me.
You're so damn
disrespectable.
What?
Oh my God, can't believe what I saw as I turned on the TV. This evening, I was disgusted by all the injustice, all the injustice.
Nah. Let's be real for a minute. Something has to change here. Now, I'd like to see a plant-based option promoted, but something has to change because the collision course that this country is on with diabetes is going to destroy our security. I'm not just talking about our financial security. I'm talking about our health security. Diabetes is one of the biggest problems we face, and something's going to have to change with the DASH diet or the ADA so-called meal plan. Stuff has got to change. And so if people are losing weight on keto and keeping their blood sugar low, is that a bad thing? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We get another epidemic of heart disease. Well, we've already got one of those. So are the heart disease numbers going to go up because of the keto diet? I don't know. That's what some people think. But if that happens, then maybe that would curtail the diabetes epidemic. That's terrible. Terrible solution. So a plant-based diet, would love to see that getting a little more promotion here by some of these big organizations. And that being said, guys, policy matters. And I just did a video about the US dietary guidelines and why I'm starting to think they're going to suggest the ketogenic diet, or at least a low-carb diet for people with diabetes. And you need to see that video if you haven't seen it already. I know a lot of my subscribers have already keyed into it, but this is going to put you way ahead of the curve on understanding where we are as a country and what's coming. So take a look at this video. I'm going to link it at the end in a thumbnail that's going to pop up at the end of this video. So go ahead and click on that right now. Don't miss a video. Turn that notification bell on. Y'all know what time it is. Red Pill Vegan. Next.